Good morning, KWW listeners. I want to say thank you to Heartfelt Quartet all the way from Vidalia, Georgia, home of the sweetest onions this side of Mississippi River, or anywhere else for that matter. Heartfelt's going to be with us all week here in Chalk Bluff, singing in the surrounding churches with their own unique style of Southern gospel music. When you see them, make sure you give them a good old Baptist handshake. Leave something in their hand, and I don't mean sweat. So thank you, Heartfelt, Don, Jeanette, Pat, Jim. Thanks for coming and visiting us this week. Glad to have you. I'm going to turn it over now to Brother Reed Water, Skeeter Bug, as he's affectionately known around here. He and his intern, Sister Willow, are on the way to Torrington to go visit a new coffee store that just opened up recently in that fair city of Torrington. We've got KWW listeners up that far, believe it or not. Didn't know our signal could get that far, but it does. And we're happy that they listen to us and call in to let us know that they're still there. So let me turn this over to Skeeter Bug. While he gives you an update, he's approaching the Torrington city limit sign. So I'll turn this over to Skeeter Bug. Yes, Brother Harvey. Willow and I are just outside Torrington city limits. See the sign here. And we travel along in our 1930 Nash 400. Little cute red one. You folks have seen it. We got word of a new coffee company here in town, Haven Coffee Roasters. Good little company, so we're here to check them out. Hang on a second, folks. Something's going on outside our car. Something's going on with the car. It's changing shape and colors. The black interior is now a gray color. The sign, as we're looking out the window, the sign is going from green to a great big oval square looking sign that says Torrington. And right before our eyes, our car's got a gray interior. It's changing shape. I'm getting cool air in my face where there wasn't any before because we're parked. So you know what that's like. The air doesn't flow when the window's not cracked. The sign, it's not saying Torrington. It's gotten smaller, and everything else around it, where we were before at the Torrington sign, was all open prairie. But now we got buildings around, and the city limit sign says Winter Haven. What's a Winter Haven? I have got no idea. But something is really weird going on right now. Different kind of trees. They look like maybe oak trees. Things are really weird. But we're in the Lord's hands, and we'll leave it with Him and see what goes on. Willow with me is my production assistant, and she's kind of looking at me with big old eyes, peeking out behind her glasses. It looks like they might even be touching her glasses. That's how far bugged out they are. I think both of us are kind of afraid, and our knees are knocking. So we'll see what a Winter Haven is. We never seen this sign before. So hang on, folks. We'll let you know as we get closer to Haven Coffee Roasters. So I'm signing off for just a moment. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, folks. Skeeter Bug back with you now. We kind of calmed down and we started driving, pulled back out on the road once more. We're seeing all sorts of different kinds of cars that were not back in 1930. I don't know what time what year it is or anything. It's hard to talk because I'm so shook up. Willow hadn't said a single word to me. She just keeps kind of looking at me and looking around and like, okay, what's going on? But here we are. We're starting to see some signs that say Haven Coffee Roasters with a red arrow next to the road, and we've passed 2 or 3 of those, and then we look up. It's kind of out of nowhere. This big giant 150-foot water tower with a big giant red arrow on it, facing off to the left. Excuse me, the right. Can't tell my right from my left today. That's how shook up we are from what we just went through. But anyway, got this big old water tower, and a big giant red arrow facing off to the right. And on the water tower, tan and cream color water tower. They've been working on it. It says Haven Coffee Roasters in great big blue letters. So we find our parking spot next to the water tower, and sure enough, off to the right-hand side, coming in from the southern part of the city, is this little store, probably 20 feet across, maybe 30 feet deep, and with a big old coffee roaster in the front window and doors. There's a big giant side door that's wide open, and it says Haven Coffee Roaster. So we pull into a parking lot across the street and get out, and we'll finish up seeing what's going on at Coffee Roasters, and let them tell you their story, and check back with you when this is done. Thanks for joining me. Whatever year we're in, we don't know, but we're here on assignment at Haven Coffee Roasters today. Thanks for joining me. This is Reed by the Water, or Skeeter Bug, and I'm here with my assistant, Willow. We're here at Winter Haven. I'm going to turn around and kind of point. Haven Coffee Roasters has opened up a brand new store today. Never been in this town before, but I'm telling you, the coffee is to travel a long ways to have. So let me take you inside, get you an idea of what goes on inside. John and Lindsay Lane are the proprietors. John roasts his own coffee, grinds it, packages it right there in the store, and they've got an exceptional crew. And let's take a break, and we'll go across the street and introduce you to some really special folks that we've traveled a long ways to meet. Hey folks, it's time to do some walking, do some looking around here at the store. We got a good turnout this morning. It's probably around just after 9 o'clock in the morning, Saturday. So we got a lot of folks in here. We got the coffee roasting room right here. We got folks out here today with their children of all sizes and shapes. That's where John roasts the green coffee beans. You can't really see them because they're all covered up. And we've got the Joy FM, another Christian radio station here, coming out of the port city of Tampa. For those who don't know anything about coffee, steam and syrup, that's all up here for you. Beautiful ceiling, garage door. Folks coming in, like I said, kids of all sorts. This is a family place. This is a haven to get away from having to wear the mask and the social restrictions from the world disease that's going on right now. Balloons, and it's a beautiful place to go to. Lindsay, the proprietor's turning around looking, waving at us. There you go. So we're going back outside and call this quits for today. So we got a vendor out here, Christian talking, and it's a good place to be. A sidewalk filled with coffee beans. So folks with their puppy dogs. So, but yeah, it's across from the water tower with the arrow on it. It's turned off right now. Not too far from a farmer's market, we're told. So I'm going to sign off on this segment, and we'll come up and get this thing to a close. This is Skeeter Bug. Thanks for joining me. Skeeter Bug back with you. I've got John Lane, the owner, and I call him proprietor. He's also a good friend of mine, brother in Christ, which makes a lot of difference in what we do here at the radio station. Question for you, Brother John. Absolutely. Why did you pick coffee of all the things in this big old world to go into?
Well, I'll tell you. What did you drink this morning?
Coffee. It wasn't tea.
What will you drink tomorrow morning?
Coffee.
Yeah. I love coffee, and coffee has such a presence here, and it's one of those things where there's a community that can be grown around it, and my experience in traveling to multiple roasteries around the world is that the community starts with your local coffee shop, and that's what we're trying to do over here.
So brothers and sisters at KWW, and anybody that might hear this outside our Chalk Bluff region, this man is a world traveler. And I'm not going to ask how many times he's gotten seasick from the different ships going across back and forth to Europe and South America, but I'll take it. It's been a few. A couple times to get seasick. I get air sick, so don't feel bad. Some of these old open biplanes that we're flying nowadays. But thank you, Brother John.
Yeah.
We hope, we ask the Lord's blessing upon your business, you and your beautiful wife, Lindsay, and your children that we've met.
Yeah.
Don't remember their names yet, but...
Jonah, Eli, Hannah.
Okay, beautiful names. Beautiful children who I've seen, well-mannered, all that good stuff that a parent loves to hear. So we just ask the Lord's blessing to upon your business. This be a place where the Lord's name is spoken openly and with love. And ask any viewer within our region that come give this man some business. I mean, it's not cheap to open a brand new store in our current world system. So thank you, Brother John. Thank you, Lindsay, for having us today. And take a break and take some more pictures and send this back to the radio station. Thank you.
See ya.
Well, as you see, we've got a pretty good crowd now. And one thing that impressed me early this morning while I was trying to bring this thing to a close, this segment to a close, is in the current world situation that we find that these folks find themselves in the year 2021. There's a lot of restrictions where you have to have masks on and you have to be so many feet apart, and it's a lot of doom and gloom and a sense of world fear. But what I love about this place is that fear goes away because you have a warm cup of coffee made with love. You are with friends and family that you love. So that fear is dissolved even for just a short time while you're here. And that's what impressed me more about John and Lindsay is they bring to a world that's falling apart. They bring calm and a sense of peace and wholeness to that crazy mixed up world. That's vastly different than what those of us back in 1930 are experiencing right now. So I want to say thank you to John and Lindsay and the staff and everybody that was willing to have their picture taken today here at Haven Coffee Roasters. Their address is 140 3rd Street Southwest, Winter Haven, Florida 33880. I do not have their telephone number, but on something called the World Wide Web, you can find it under havencoffeeroasters.com. So I want to say thank you to my assistant Willa. She's been a good traveling companion through this journey, and to you as my listeners and viewers, thank you for joining me today. This is Skeeter Bug signing out, and return you back to regular programming at the studio at KWW AM 770. Bye now. This is Brother Harvey Turnipseed back at KWW. I want to say thank you to Willa and Skeeter Bug for their report. I make no claims to understand how we could hear them with them in the year 2021, and here we are back in 1930. Do not understand the ways of the Lord, but we heard them as if they were sitting across on the other side of the recording booth. So thank you to both of them. We are getting ready to resume programming with Heartfelt Quartet. I've been hearing them warm up, and they're sounding good, folks. So whenever you see them, make sure you give them like a little Baptist handshake, leave some money in their hand. They come a long ways from Vidalia, Georgia. They gotta get back. They got jobs back there to do. So make sure they get back safely. So we're gonna be closing out today's programming later on with a Heartfelt. So may the Lord keep you safe and keep you pure, undefiled from the world. Take care, folks. This is Brother Harvey Turnipseed turning you over to the Heartfelt Quartet. What has no boundaries? Great coffee, great service. Come experience the timelessness of Haven Coffee Roasters.